Hey, welcome back, folks, to another week of the Tiger Sports Show, where we take a look all around Tiger athletics and activities and talk about what's going on. I'm your host, Greg Mays. That's my little brother and co-host, Tren Mays. I don't know, it looks like he's working on his homework over there. How you doing, Tren?
All pretty good. Just got done doing some coding a little while ago in Coach Guzwell's class. So,
all right, you were like putting together video games for Sega? Or?
No, I was trying to get Animal to his home. So there's a lot of steps.
That's step one. Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk softball first, because I know you've been out working the Strive broadcast, bringing a little color to the Tiger softball games. People who aren't out at the field, they should be listening to you. What happened last night at softball?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was working with the legend, Jack Ordergren, the voice of the Tigers, and it was an interesting EMC contest. Tigers got down early, 7-2. Grace Beck hit a homer. We had a lot of fireworks in the first inning. Grace had a homer. Maddie doubled, and Kenzie ripped a great slicing triple in right field that went away. The wind was blowing in pretty good. So it was a lot of fun the last two times. This time we actually went a full game. First time we only went 3 innings. So it was pretty easy to do an hour. So it was a pretty intense game. Tigers got down 7-2 in the fourth. They rallied with two-run homers by Nolette and Kratzer in that inning. And then they put the Frosh in, Ella Tinsman, and she got dealing, and then they got a little closer. Grace hit a double and got a run and got Hayden to score from first. We had that track speed, as Tate calls it. Jack said we got a lot of track girls playing softball. And then in the seventh, or in the bottom of the sixth, that inning carried over. They scored 4 more. We ran 2 squeezes. Coach Blake told me they were reed squeezes today. They look like straight suicide to me because we were running. But he said we were making fast reads. They had no chance because we had track girls on the bases. I think Schultz was on.
It was still tied going into the bottom of the sixth?
Yeah, it was. We were down a run. We were down 7-6 going the bottom of the sixth.
Wow.
And then Grace gets that started. And then the bottom of the order came through again. We call them the table setters. Kratzer table she set her own table up, and then she ate when she hit the 2-run homer. But we had Whitty was running on the bases on those squeezes, and they had some speed to burn. So they played really well.
Yeah, the Tigers are looking pretty good in the wild card standings.
Yeah,
they're definitely going to have a chance to host a district.
They're sitting number 2.
Yeah, EMC seating this week. Where are we sitting? We go into the first conference tournament of the year.
So the funny part is we were 1 until I looked at Gretna's schedule, and they're going. So hopefully we're hoping Gretna gets lost.
They're like 19-0.
They are the number 4 team in the country.
Yeah,
Jack told me last night.
Yeah.
So we were the number 1 seed until I realized Gretna was in it. And I'm hoping Gretna gets lost. So
I'm doing the math. I think we probably see Gretna East in the opener.
Yeah, there's going to be some playing games tomorrow.
I've got Gretna East playing Lincoln Air Park Northwest.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jack's supposed to have a discussion about Lincoln Northwest and Air Park. Oh, the Air Park Navigators. It slipped my mind until just now.
Air Park Falcons. North
You,
Star
you
Navigators.
wanted to, I know, but you wanted to call them some flying name and
Aviators. I wanted to
Aviators.
be Aviators.
Okay.
But I
Anyway,
would have settled for just no Northwest in the name.
yeah. So EMC is tough. You got Gretna's 1-A. We're 2. We're behind our district foe, GI Northwest. So they're undefeated and just doing crazy things. Then there's Blair, Elkhorn North.
Defending champs.
Yeah,
Defending champ Blair.
Elkhorn North, and Waverly all in the top 11. So they all have a chance to host maybe, because we're hitting that peak in the roller coaster, and now we're going to start the downward slide when it's going to get fun, because it'll be over quick. They're 2 weeks away from postseason, actually 3 weeks. So
well,
it's pretty quick.
You'd love to see the Tigers get their first Eastern Midlands crown. You know, we've been in the league. This is the second year, still haven't brought home the big trophy. Love to see the girls come back from Blair with that.
Last year we hosted it. We had to play Norris right away. That was a tough opener, I think. I think it was Norris, but just had some bad luck in the EMC.
Well, we were second, Tren.
We were? Oh,
yeah.
Well, we lost our first round game. I knew that. So
maybe it was double limb. I don't know.
Yeah, or something.
Not double limb this year, I don't think.
I don't think so. But yeah, so maybe they did do better than I thought. But this year they've won 10 in a row, almost 11. Only 2 losses. How many wins do the 2 teams that they've lost to have combined?
A lot.
19. So they've lost to Beatrice, who's sitting 4 in points, and then to GR Northwest up the road. Then Tuesday, Tiger Strives got the Gretna game. Gretna's coming to town. We're going to see.
Hopefully, it'll be the second straight time we've played them.
Yeah. So
all right,
it should be fun. So there's a lot of tough teams. Lincoln Northwest is the 9 or 10 seed, and they gave us everything we wanted last night. Those girls came in hungry. They hit a big 3-run homer in the 4th that got them the 7-2 lead. But the girls showed a lot of grit. They clawed back. I remember Coach Story. Coach Story's loud enough you can hear him from way up where we were with the wind. But he said they got to get on top of the ball. We'd been hitting the ball straight up in the air. We started hitting some live drives, and then of course the homers helped. So, and if
I never had enough control of the bat to pick what part of the ball I was hitting. I know that.
Neither did I. I told Jack, found out last night that I played 1 year of Little League, and I could hit off the tee like nobody's business. But
there we go.
But
that was a good team.
But the homers, it was a good night to have some homers. We hadn't had those for a while. So.
All right, let's shift gears. Let's go out to the football field last Friday night. A great win for the Tigers over Grand Island Northwest. What were your keys for that Tiger win?
That first drive, Northwest went 80 yards. We gave them 2 penalties, and it looked like it was going to be a long night. But the Tigers bowed their neck, and they just kept fighting back, and they just kept it really close with them. Now, if since we're in the world of NIL, I got a jersey I want high school style. Give me that Tinsman jersey. I want the 5-0. I want a Tinsman jersey.
You want a replica Tiger number 50?
Yeah, I want that.
Well, what was his big play that sold you on that?
Well, he was in the backfield like crazy. He lived in the Northwest backfield, and he was all over the place. And we got pressure galore. Northwest did their thing, but
I'll tell you what we've seen as a pattern is Coach Itzon's defense is they figure things out as the games get going. That game reminded me a lot of Scotts Bluff last year, where Scotts Bluff's doing some things, and I'm up in the booth going, we're in trouble. They're just going to do that all night. And the Tigers made adjustments and started making plays and took care of that. Okay. Go ahead.
Again, they had a goal line stand at the end of the half. They had first down. Yeah, first and goal. We knocked them back, and they went backwards. Their coach wasn't very happy.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Where does the pass that won it from Cynic to Burton, where does that rank in big Tiger plays? I mean, Northwest had just tied that game up.
Yeah.
You know, I'm up there thinking, overtime. Where we headed? And man, they hit that lightning bolt.
Yeah, I was telling the EMTs that was the best overtime in sports. It's a 10-yard fight. I was already looking overtime with 2 minutes left.
No.
You got
I can't remember a lot of last minute big strikes like that.
You got the one to Karloff. They won in overtime in the other end zone. That was against Lexington or somebody.
Yeah. That was a great catch by Karloff.
Yeah, Karloff had to go over 2 guys.
From Vinny? Probably from Vinny?
What? Yeah, I think so.
Probably from Vinny Schmidt.
But Chance was wide open. It was a great call. They were jumping on our big time receiver Krings all night. He had 100 yards. He made the 100.
Someday he'll catch the ball enough for you to remember his name.
The amazing part is he runs some routes. He runs a dig route like nobody's business. They lived off of he would run and act like he's go. Then he would just plant and shift. And those kids could not. He moves laterally so quick. He was right in front of me for most of the one quarter, and that's all they threw.
He's a great route runner, but I'll tell you, there aren't just quarterbacks everywhere down the block who can throw that ball there.
Oh, you can't. You got Tucker.
You got sitting on that. They knew they were coming back to that. They were sitting there looking for it, and they couldn't make a play on it.
Oh, yeah. They knew. They had 2 guys trying to get over there, and he was still just laying it. And then you got Cynic. You got quarterback with Cynic blood. You can't find those walking off the street. So the game got really I don't know if you could hear the crowd, but the officiating was a little
chippy.
Yeah, it was a little all over. But you got a rivalry. The parents got into it. I don't try to go to that bad place in my body anymore where I go nuts and start yelling and screaming.
You sound like my wife.
But that's probably the reason why I'm struggling with my voice.
Yeah.
But with 2 minutes after we scored with 50 seconds left, I thought I need to go to that place. I talked to both Lyndon and Kugel today. I scared the daylights out of them because I got down in front of the student section when that drive got to the 20, and I kept yelling. Hayden Laux was just staring at me like, "Who are you and what did you become?" Because I'm like, You guys got to yell. We got 2 plays left.
Now Hayden knows what my whole life is like.
Oh, she probably does, and you'll tell her about it. But 2 plays, and then the Tigers made the 2 plays when they had to. Northwest coach said we went cover 4 at the end. We were running 4 across the back of the end zone with Dreer sitting on the hash. He made a great interception. And then everybody went nuts and ran around the field. And I think I can say it on here. We sank their boat one more time. So you got to sink their boat.
A great win. But let's look into the future. We got the biggest game in Class B this week as the Tigers head east. What's Bennington won? 41 in a row?
Bennington hasn't lost. Your line is pre-COVID. They haven't lost since 2019. So they had a tough game. Gretna East, they only won 21-3 last week. So Tigers just need to go play ball, let everything roll out, and see what happens.
Here's the diagnosis that I've heard. That Bennington's defense is salty. They got a lot of guys back who've been winning games. A lot of guys who were part of those wins last year. So the Tigers are going to have to make sure they can produce some points. But on the other side of the ball, that is not the Bennington offense from last year. Not yet. Not yet. New quarterback. They're still figuring some things out. Hopefully, they can't run away from us until we can figure out that defense and get some points. And then it's just a matter of getting to the 4th quarter with a team like that.
Gretna East, second-year program, we beat them last year, but they got better. They only gave up 21 to Bennington. So,
all right. Well, that's Friday night at Bennington. I'm sure we'll have a link for people to watch that if you're not making the drive on down there. But a big, big game for the Tigers. All right. I wanted to touch on volleyball quick, Tren. The volleyball girls are still looking for their first win, still experimenting with some lineups, went 0-3 at Lexington last week. They got Gretna coming in. They got Grand Northwest coming in. They've got a tough schedule. So those girls are going to have to fight and battle to get off that winless spot. And, we're rooting for them there. They could use a break. Then cross country wise, you see the results from up in Albion?
They won. I met the coaches when they got off the bus.
Boys and girls both won.
Coach Kyle
pointed Columbus by about 20 points. the girls by 11 over SCOTUS. Austin Carrera won the boys' side. Sophie Reynolds won the girls. Nolan Albers was number 3 on the boys' side. Marv Robinson, number 5.
Marvelous.
And then on the girls' side, I really like this. JoJo Gowan, Zia Luganis, and Miley Mick went 8, 9, 10. I love a cross-country team that's got a great lead up front like Sophia, and then they run as a pack behind. I tell you, I think both our cross-country teams can get some things done this year.
I know. That's why I'm getting ready for state. I'm already going. I'm going. Tate, be ready. We're going.
I got it. I'm getting ready for Aurora on Friday. I think I might sneak over there and see a little cross
2 things.
because I got to run to Lincoln. Why not stop at Aurora?
I talked to Rickert and Kyle when they got off the bus. I asked them what about Columbus because you kept telling me that Columbus is going to give us a push. They said they just took care of business. So,
all right.
Carrera.
Everything I say comes from Coach Johnson. Okay. He tells me Aurora is the real test.
So Carrera is ranked 4th in Class B.
Yeah.
I saw Chance Burton tag that a couple days ago. So
he's big time. He's one of the greatest distance boys we've ever had around here.
You put him up with Joe Scher?
I do. I
would too.
I put him up there with Hoffaber from way back in the 40s and 50s. Yeah, he's got a chance to be our greatest distance guy ever. All right. Tennis, the varsity's been on a little lull here. They had some disappointing losses. The JV kind of took over late last week, had an invite. Tomorrow, they're hosting Holdridge. I'm looking for the tennis boys to get their first win.
I think so, too. Coach Gibbs is fired up. Good coach. I think he's got a few more numbers out. Makes practice a little easier, and he's just a good guy, and then they'll get things going with the top.
All right, and that leaves girls golf, who's at Lexington Friday. Great course out there. I love it when they go west. And the marching band, Tren. What'd you think of the first movement of the show we saw the other night?
I thought it was very good. And they play the fight song at the end. So
yeah, I love when they do that. Students, you got to be ready to stand and clap when they come play the fight song. I've been disappointed in the student body. Disappointed.
Parents did not stand either, so hopefully they will. We also had Unified Cheer go on Friday.
That's right.
So
That's
Unified
right.
Cheer they did a great job dancing.
Did you recognize the band show?
Yes, I knew the song. I just don't remember it now.
You know it because it's your kind of movie.
Well, I don't remember what it is.
Well, you're going to have to listen next time. I'm not going to help you.
Yeah, don't
help you.
So
no. Greatest school years. Do I get a pick first this time?
Okay, so question. How many prelim weeks are we doing?
I think 4 weeks. That'll give us 8 teams, 8 years.
8 years, okay.
Or, I don't know. We'll know more next week once we get to 6, if we think we have 8 or if we think we want to go to 12.
All right. I got you.
Do I get a pick first this time?
I thought you picked first last time.
No, you picked first last time.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, don't take mine though.
Well, I might. Does yours begin with a 1999? 1990?
Yeah.
Is it 1993, 94?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to let you have 1993, 94.
Okay.
You take them. Why do you want 93, 94?
Well, obviously, state football championship went from 0-9 to 12-0, beat Southeast and all the D1 boys in front of almost 10,000 people at Seacrest. Yeah. Crazy game. Then we rolled into the winter. Bo Butenbeck led the basketball team to the semis.
Class A semis.
Yeah. And then Gretchen Rose also at the same time, correct? The week before, she leads them to the second round semis. Won a game, right?
Let me look. They got beat by Southeast at state. I know that.
I thought they won a game. I'm not sure.
I think that was the year before.
Oh, okay.
That's 92, 93.
Oh, okay.
I
got that wrong.
He's a junior. Yeah, no. Girls basketball, I don't have them on the chart. But wrestling that year was top 5, Tren.
Yeah.
Don't forget Coach Sheely and the boys. And girls tennis was top 5 in 93, 94. That's Amy Jacobs.
All right.
I think she was number 2 singles state champ that year.
Yeah.
One year she was like a semifinalist or finalist in one singles, and then she won a championship in two, I think. I'd have to check. Okay, that's a pretty good one. Since you took mine, I'm going Homer pick. I'm going to take 1985, 1986. 1985, 1986.
Wait.
The first year of the Greater Nebraska Conference.
Just because you beat Grand Island in overtime, 3 overtimes, is that why you're picking that?
Girls cross country.
You're not even going to respond.
Top 5, Shauna Jones finishes an undefeated career. Boys basketball was district and conference champions. Boys swimming, conference champions. Girls swimming, state top 10. Wrestling, conference champions. We dominated the winner of that first Greater Nebraska year. Wrestling was top 5. I think Riley Nelson's brother, why can't I think of his name? Won a state title that year as a sophomore. Yeah, Chad Nelson.
Because 2 years later,
track with Shauna went state top 10. Boys golf was state top 10. That's Class A top 10, Tren.
Yeah.
And girls tennis, state champs.
Yeah.
So I'm taking 86, 85, 86.
Yeah. And football beat GI in triple overtime. So
football, we went 4-5.
Well, but you beat GI
undefeated at home.
Yeah, and you beat GI in overtime. That was
winless on the road.
That was one of the craziest home games I'd ever seen, when everybody gathered at old A.H. Jones to the north end, and it was a 10-yard fight with a whole bunch of people standing around the fence.
Okay, so far we've got 97, 98, which was your pick.
Yeah.
2021, which was mine.
Yeah.
93, 94, 85, 86.
I have the winner. It's still coming. I'm holding it in my back pocket. It's my ace.
Really?
I'm holding my ace behind. I do have the winner. And
I've got a third one written down this week that's pretty good.
I have the graphic to back
it up. But I don't think you have it.
No, I probably don't have it, but I have
a
graphic.
Hear my pen tapping?
What?
That one beats yours, the one I'm tapping with my pen.
No, I have the winner.
All right. Speaking of winners, you got a trivia question for me.
Okay, so I called 2 softball games. I called softball in college. I was the first radio announcer for Lady Tigers. So there's the question.
Where did you call your last softball game before the other day?
Yeah.
You're calling the Lady Broncos somewhere.
Yep.
I think they played
at home
type of regional tournament at Duncan Field.
No. Are you ready?
Yeah.
It's Prospect Park, which is now the parking lot for the water park.
Yeah, and the water park itself, that field, I mean, well, no, it'd be the parking lot. You're right.
Yeah.
Because the street would have gone through. Yeah. Hey, I remember that field there. There was some great men's softball. Tiger girls basketball coach Benny Congrove. That guy could throw a softball.
So I umpired my first B-League game. And first time umpiring. Greg Burke, legendary referee umpire in this town, owned
and former Tiger quarterback.
No, Tiger quarterback. Didn't know that. He told me to go down on one knee. We didn't know the pitching mound was off 2 feet. So the ball was 2 feet farther. The ball is bouncing, and I have to call them strikes. I was literally on my knees for an hour and a half. Now, the greatest story ever. There's an adult establishment across the street. We're playing Little League Baseball. Bo Binkowski's playing B-League, which was the most amazing thing ever. He crushes one to the outfield. So there's
a big wooden fence out there. There's a big wooden fence.
Yeah, or something. So 2 cars come from the adult establishment, collide. All the kids run from the B-League field. The B-League game stops. The kids are running to the fence. The umpires, we're trying to keep them organized. This is where it gets crazy. They ended up, so they must have been buddies, because they end up pushing their cars behind the adult establishment. The cops show up. They don't know what's going on. They're in the middle of the street. There's no cars. They can see the remnants, the oil. But the buddies had pushed the cars behind.
And gone back in the adult establishment?
Yeah, they went back. And it wasn't Runza. We'll just put it that way. So we couldn't have said that. But anyway, so that was the craziest night ever. because all the kids ran to the fence. We couldn't get them back because they were yelling and screaming and doing all that. So, but it was
Game
fun.
called because of car accident. All
It
right,
was fun
Tren.
with Jack. So Tigers EMC football's at Bennington. Then they play Gretna at home. You get it. So mother, our dear mother, first game, she had one request. She couldn't hear me. So I got the mic closer. Mr. Alex did a great job. Our strive is impressive for softball. Mr. Alex has his A game. He had a camera out in center. The funniest part yesterday is we hit 3 home runs around the camera. So we kept giving him a hard time saying, Alex, they're aiming for your camera. So he would have shots when they cross home. So it was crazy.
We
Go
may need a
Tigers.
prize. Oh, you said it. I'm sorry. Say it
Go
again.
Tigers, and let's get some wins and all sorts of fun. So
Go Tigers. We'll see you next week.